Beloved in Christ, thanks again for joining me on the Healing Streams Reflections. The title of this post is Third Born, Charmers in the Family. The source of Levi, which should have been only weapons of defense, were weapons of violence, to do wrong or to protect the innocent. Jacob's pronouncement in Genesis chapter 49, verse 7, cursed be the anger, for it is fierce, and their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Certainly came true. The tribe of Levi was scattered through Israel, but they became, by God's grace, through their loyalty to God. In Exodus chapter 32, 26 to 29, when Phinehas stood for God, it became a turnaround from curse to blessings. According to the Bible, the tribe of Levi is one of the tribe of Israel, traditionally descended from Levi, third born son of Jacob and Leah, Genesis chapter 29, verse 34, father of the tribe named after him. Therefore, within the family dynamics or birth order, Levi, the third born son of Jacob, belong to the characteristics of middle children who are peacemakers and pleasers, competitive, yet try to fit in. They are also independent and focus on friendship. They also act out to get attention. Furthermore, the third-born children are usually the charmers in the family. They become the class down and are usually good manipulators. They are also affectionate and uncomplicated. Underneath all of that charm, they can be rebellious. They can be critical, temperamental, spoiled, and slightly impatient. The third born uses charm to offset the feelings of inadequacy the second born has so desperately tried to pass on. They are peacemakers and pleasers because their childhood might involve a degree of compromise. They can be people pleasers who try to keep the peace, and willing to negotiate. And they have to, because they must learn to be both a younger sibling to the oldest and an older sibling to the youngest. Therefore, the role of Levi, the tribe of Levi priesthood, among the 12 tribes of Israel, is pivotal in his role as intercessor and mouthpiece of God in bringing harmony and peace among the tribes of Israel. Third-born sons act out to get attention. When they feel neglected or ignored, there is a chance they will act out in one way or another for attention. They might cause a mess for seemingly no reason as a younger child or rebel in adolescence by intentionally infuriating their parents. Either way, they are looking for the attention they feel they haven't received. However, they can make great team players and great colleagues. For example, since they tend to know how to keep the peace. The sense of independence that some middle children feel in childhood can also serve them well later in life. Nevertheless, they might notice some aspects of their childhood make them grow up feeling a lack of confidence, ignored, neglected, unimportant, or like nothing special. They work through this by focusing on exercises to boost self-esteem and confidence. Meanwhile, the best ways to use the third bone to your advantage is to lean on the strengths that being a third bone gave you. Oftentimes, third born or middle children need to recognize other people's needs and be patient. These can all be skills that can serve you in the world. Also, they try often to do their best to fit in because they feel like they lack a clear role in the family unit. This thinking might go beyond the home too and extend to school and friend groups. They also may try to find a role or identity somewhere else if they don't feel as if they have one at home. Moreover, they may feel like they are on their own, so to speak. This can cause them to feel strong sense of independence early on, as well as larger focus on friendship outside the home. And for parents who are raising third-born or middle children, the most crucial thing is to make your middle child or your third-born feel so good and so important and special. Give them their own alone time and praise their accomplishment, and to let them know that they are special and know they may like their independence and space. However, at the end of the day, the big thing to remember with the third born is they need to know their place. Make special time to talk one-on-one with them. Plan special outings for just the two of you. Make a conscious effort to ask his or her opinion. Third-born or middle children will often not speak up in the midst of debate, yet often a calmer, more easygoing child. Popular girl names for third-born include Harriet, Lisa, Lydia, Josephine, Olivia, Lucy, and popular boy names are Aaron, Adam, Benjamin, Luke, Nathan, Oscar. Naming a child is an exciting but responsible job. You need to consider the length of the name, its meaning, and its origin if you want to ensure your third child is comfortable with their name as they get older. You also need to take into consideration the flow of the name with your first two children while making sure the name is not too long while still being meaningful. Considering your roots is a good way of coming up with a special name for your third child, while including a middle name is often required. Children have a wonderful knock. They have a wonderful knack for coming up with names. So why not ask yours to think of one for your third child? This works particularly well if your children are slightly older too. Involving them in the naming process brings the family unit closer together and adds to the excitement of having a new sibling. Thanks for listening, and God richly bless you.